Hi, just a really quick brief little video about a detail that you don't get to see very often. So here we have a NuTone model N256162. It's in gold, and this is a unit that I built for a customer. He wants to do a vintage new installation, and this is the master station that he wants. One of the things that he asked about, which I thought I would show, has to do with this. This is a plastic but wood look frame that either came with or didn't come with an N256162 when you bought it new. Because I don't want to mess around with this one, because it's all done and ready to be shipped out, we're going to swap this one out for this one. This is just a bare faceplate that we've saved because it's in nice shape, except up here on the top, which is a little hard to see maybe. Here you can see it's still gold, but here it's all black. And the reason I think it's all black is because the base plastic that this is made out of is black. And I think on this case, the gold has been peeled away. And my guess is somebody has some tape or something on this, and when they peeled it off, it peeled off the gold finish, which you would think kind of ruins it, but maybe not. So this wood frame, which needs to be cleaned up because it has paint and stuff on it, but that's easy enough to do. This was an item that when the 256162, when they originally came out, there was no frame like this. Sometime starting probably around 1965 or maybe 66-ish, it's hard to say based on what I see in the catalogs. This became a standard item that was included with the master station. However, it was not installed on the master station. It was up to the customer whether they wanted to install this or not, probably based on just how it looked. And one of the reasons for that may have been not just a decorative choice, but also the size of the master station faceplate. It's not a lot of overlap with the wall housing exactly, and it's pretty narrow. And if the sheetrock wasn't cut out really well, it might be that you would have a gap or something like that and it didn't look right. So I think they came out with this because it was a solution to a problem that existed when these things got installed. So basically, if you want to install this, all you have to do is you just slip it over the front of the unit like this, and it is nicely designed. Of course, it's always easier to do with two hands when you're not making a video, but what you end up with is something like this. And then it came with these clips, and you would put clips here, 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 and here, and that would hold it all together. And actually, it's a well-designed unit, and when you screw it to the wall, the whole thing fits against the wall, and it enlarges the size of the footprint of the unit by probably nearly 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So you get pretty good coverage. And in a lot of installations, especially with the gold master stations, it improves the way it looks because the faux wood grain looks nice against the gold. Whereas the silver units, not quite so much in my opinion, but that's personal preference. Of course, in a situation like this, if you add the wood frame, wood in quotes, to the master station, you hide the defect on the top edge and nobody would be really the wiser. And for a gold unit, it actually looks really, really nice. So I just thought I would show that because it's not something that you probably would ever have anyone else explain to you. And I would say on an average, probably 60-65% of this model that we get in for repair have wood frames on them. So it was a popular thing back in the day, probably matched the decor in people's houses pretty well. It was a popular thing, especially since it came with it for free. It was included in the price. And of course, if you include it in the price, I think most people would put it on because like we paid for it, so we might as well use it, don't you think? That's the way I see it. I hope you found this interesting, and maybe for someone it will be helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that will help us just a little bit. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell, and when you click on the bell, click on it to receive all notifications. And every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. That's all for today. See you on the next video.